This is IGN. More Horsemen, more charm, more paper-thin characters. This is your IGN review of Now You See Me, Now You Don't by Eric Goldman. It took a strangely long time for a viable money-making Hollywood franchise, but the magicians turned thieves turned folk heroes, the Four Horsemen, are finally back for a third time in Now You See Me, Now You Don't, another amusing but disposable installment of an amusing but disposable series. Though this is only part 3, Now You See Me, Now You Don't accounts for the 9-year gap since the second film by essentially blending elements of a standard new installment with the kind of legacy sequel vibe you'd get from a later chapter of a franchise returning after a dormant period. The film's focus is initially on 3 young magicians, Charlie, played by Justice Smith, Bosco, played by Dominic Sessa, and June, played by Ariana Greenblatt, who have been inspired by the Four Horsemen's Robin Hood-style methods of stealing from the rich and corrupt. They meet one of their inspirations in the flesh, when Jesse Eisenberg's J. Daniel Atlas recruits them to help him nab an incredibly valuable diamond from Veronica Vanderburg, played by Rosamund Pike, a powerful CEO using her company to fund criminal activities. It's then revealed that Atlas's old pals, Merritt, played by Woody Harrelson, Jack, played by Dave Franco, and Henley, played by Isla Fisher, have also been recruited for the same heist, reuniting the original Four Horsemen who previously parted on bad terms. The film moves forward with this larger group that juggles both the new and returning characters, and in typical Now You See Me fashion, some rather paper-thin characterizations for the majority of them. There's also too much trite and uninspired banter about whether the kids or the old-timers are the savvier, more talented magicians. Of course, with such a large cast, some have to do more than others, with Eisenberg's still amusingly smug Atlas and Smith's tech-savvy Charlie among those who get a bit more focus, or at least get to stand out thanks to more physical scenes, as does Greenblatt's Jane. Presented as a kind of Now You See Me, the next generation parallel for Franco's Jack with similar lockpicking skills, Jane is also able to use a bunch of parkour-style leaps and dodges in fights. It's the type of, I guess she's an amazing gymnast too, touch you just kind of have to go with. Meanwhile, Jack's ability to turn playing cards into throwing weapons with the kind of precision Marvel's Gambit or Bullseye would respect continues to provide a crowd-pleasing touch. On the flip side, as welcome as it is to have the ever-charismatic Fisher back in the series after her real-life pregnancy led to her missing the second film, it still feels like she could have been given more to do. Reuniting with his Zombieland stars Eisenberg and Harrelson, franchise newcomer Ruben Fleischer takes over as director and manages to keep the energy high, with the only slow spots occurring when the film goes for a more dramatic, emotionally impactful moment that fails to resonate, thanks to the lack of character depth. Returning composer Brian Tyler once more does a lot of heavy lifting here, giving the film a rousing, engaging score that elevates several key sequences. As always, the film plays fast and loose with the magic tricks and the big audience buy-in on the Horsemen not having actual magic powers, but using absolutely insane and, one assumes, insanely expensive technology and trickery to fool those around them. Still, it's hard not to enjoy the gotcha moments they pull off, even when we don't get an explanation for how they pulled it off. There's some clever imagery as well, most notably in a sequence set inside a magician-made mansion with several strange rooms that the Horsemen use to disorient their opponents. One looks like it's upside down, one's filled with mirrors, and one has serious perspective issues. The Now You See Me films have never completely landed the Ocean's 11 but with magic vibe they seem to aspire to, thanks to more outwardly cheesy and questionable moments, and characters that feel especially flimsy, even for a large ensemble of this type. Still, Now You See Me, Now You Don't serves as a reminder of how they managed to coast by just enough, providing a good time thanks to the notable talent and charm of their expanding cast, and the inclusion of the magic trick element to provide a unique flair. It's the epitome of we're just having fun here entertainment, and while little of it resonates, it mostly gets the job done. Now You See Me, Now You Don't's IGN score? 6 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on Now You See Me, Now You Don't, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.